personally love to have fun. I don't care where the fun comes from, and you know, it's like, it's just me. I'm a stupid sort like that, really. I like people to laugh. That's what I like. You may have noticed. So just laugh and enjoy yourself, whatever else happens. What was I talking about? Was it important? Did you have a question, or were you just moving around? Watching the world go by. Okay, very good. Right, okay, well, you're done. Any more questions? Any more things to say? Yes, dear?
Yes, I wanted to say I didn't take it as funny. I kept waiting for her, even after she kicked him under the table, to sack him.
He was only fondling her forks. I mean, it's not... but, however, I got to admit, we were giggling like mad when she sort of then started wiping them down. I'd start again if I was you, give them away and start again, but you know. Do you know what I was going to say? And here's the funny thing. Do you know, here, so that you can understand, the audience has a part in this too. And the audience very rarely realizes how much you change the piece that's being done, no matter whether it's written by you or it's a play that's being done, by their reaction to what is happening. Now, this piece went on and on and on. It carried on, and I don't mean like that. You understand what I mean? I loved you immensely, but what I mean is, it continued because there was nothing to stop it. All right? If somebody went, then the person who's reading it doesn't go blindly through and read on. They stop and allow that piece. And what happens is the piece grows. And what we find very often with any piece we do, it grows over the period it's done. Because the audience, as they come in, they change and they do different things. And that gives the person who's doing it something to play off. If not, they will do what they need to do. And they'll just carry on. So if you feel like laughing, you should do it. If you feel like crying, you should do it. If you feel like shouting out, "That's a load of garbage," you should do it. No, don't do that. Oh. That's not a good because they won't like that. But the rest of it, you know, I mean, applause and stuff like that they like, but you know, if you laugh, that energizes. If you cry, that energizes. If you're intense, that energizes in a different way. All right? So, you know, if you feel like it, have a good giggle. Don't hold it in. Let it out. Oh dear. I've talked enough, so I'd better leave the stage, otherwise you'll never get out of here tonight. So thank you for all the comments. It was wonderful.
I've waited to say this to you, Mr. Hoity-toity Haiku. Your literary bent is a cause for lament. I've had it right up the wazoo.
Shrewdness and rudeness are cherries right from your vine. Shames of your genre.
I say what I feel at the time, be it crude, rude, or sublime. I run it full tilt with no sense of guilt, yet always in meter and rhyme.
Opening big mouth. A behemoth exchanges hot air for a foot.
Your humor attempt is a flop. The audience begs you to stop. Your syllable count is half my amount. You've nothing that I'd want to swap.
You know only rhyme. Do you not yearn to be free? To soar like a lark.
I yearn to be me, nothing less. And rhyme is the gem I possess. 'Twould be a dark day to strip it away and stand in a state of undress.
Naked limbs blossom. When winter waltzes with spring, new gems germinate.
Why change what has worked for so long? To fix what ain't broke, that's plain wrong. Would you rearrange or anyway change a girl in high heels and a thong?
Verse has evolved. Rhyme is an elephant tail, a mere appendage.
An insult at last you unveil. You call me an elephant tail. Then my point of view is looking at you, who's the dung whose foul smell I inhale.
Why, you little turd. You don't deserve to be heard. Hell's bells, did I just rhyme?
of neat rhyming verse has visited you in the night.
That can never be. Not with my pedigree. Oh no! Sword pedigree!
As I said, we all were laughing our heads off. It was hilarious. Who wrote this? I forgot.
You go.
Brett was you.
The Brit.
Okay, Gravesy, what do you think?
I love that, yeah. I've always, the limerick, when I was doing that, the limerick side of it was relatively easy to write. The toughest part was the haiku.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Haiku, I couldn't even begin to write that stuff.
And I think I learned a little bit about watching that performance. The expressions and the turn of phrase and how he moved his limbs actually helped interpret it. Yeah, that's good.
Limb movement. Okay, that's good. By the way, did you notice how it changed when you laughed? It was a completely different production. It sort of grew. Hilarious, actually. I thought it was really funny. And actually, let me put a comment in there. Am I allowed to do that? Will you let me put a comment in?
No.
You have to come sit.
Okay, then I'm going. And I don't care because I own the place. I didn't get, when I first read this, because my knowledge of haiku was very limited, I didn't understand it. And now I understand haiku an awful lot more, because I had to research it to understand what it was about. And that's something we do in theatre. When you do something, you don't just say, oh, stick it up and see what happens, you know. If you don't get it, you research it and try and find out what's going on. So, but thank you for allowing me to do that. The images were mine. I sort of, you know, the funniest thing is, Limerick, a lot of people seem to think that Limerick comes from Ireland. And it doesn't. It comes from England. At least the first signs of it was in England. So you and I are responsible for it.
There you go.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Graves? Richard, or otherwise? No? You loved it that much? Okay, we are going to have an intermission, so I will leave.
Nice. That was great.
Now I have to because